Didn't I have the clapboard? I can't find it. Excuse the mess. I'm making hamburgers. These are those jeans I just got. My mom says they fit. They're real stretchy. I never wanted to show you this kitchen ever again because it's really disgusting. But if I put it up here, you can't see anything bad. Oh, it's really, really hot. And I'm making hamburgers. And I like them very, very, very well done, especially when the meat was put on discount because it was near the expiration date, and then they freeze it. And then some places they just have way, way, way too much, and then they give it away. And so I have a freezer full of meat. And when I thaw it out, I cook it really quickly. And I'm real hungry. I didn't have anything to eat today, and I always feel I'm hungry. All right, so at the risk of seeming rude, I already have an onion bagel. I'm gonna at least get to start nibbling on this. But I always feel I'm hungry so that you can see the six pack and all the stuff that I usually am pretty good with disciplining myself as far as not eating junk or at least making sure I'm burning off the calories. But part of not eating junk is not having access to it. There was a time, hey, Wilbur, there's a time when once a week I'd go to the dollar store and I get salty snacks and I get the giant sized chocolate bars. And, you know, you can ask me a question, but if it's personal, if it's like involving my vital statistics, I'm not going to answer it. But other than that, sure, ask. Some people think they get wise and they think they do math and they, there's certain things that are really rude to ask of women, especially if you suspect that they're not in your age bracket and stuff. And I always head that off at the pass because such questions are not that important. But what should be important is to know that soon I'm going to re-dye my hair. So instead of it only having a little bit of purple, I mean, I need to get photo ID. And obviously that means you're going to have to take a picture. And the last thing I want is to be stuck having hair that has, I don't mind having a lot of colors. I think it looks cool. But if it's not predominantly purple and it's an ID picture, I don't want them arguing with me about what my hair color is. And I don't want them trying to say that my hair color is truly only this root area. And, I put a lot of different kind of dye products in my hair when I had my hair in the braids and when I was taking it out and stuff. I even used a spray color. And when you're finally ready to try peroxides and bleach products, you have to make sure that you don't have any metallic salts in the products that are in your hair. That's why a hairstylist always asks what the person's hair color and or relaxing and or permanent waving experience is on your hair. If they think you've got metal in your hair, it will be too dangerous to do either straightening, relaxing, or bleaching treatments. Anything involving peroxide, glycolic acid, sodium glycolate, those things don't mix well with metal. I went to beauty school for half a term, which is not enough to get a license in the state of New Jersey, especially since after 5 years, your hours expire and it's like you never went to school at all. I can't walk into a salon and say, look, I can cut color hair. That's not going to fly. They won't even let me sweep their floors unless I have a license, which I think really sucks. Especially when you know this, you have skills and you have proven skills. Granted, I can't do or do well every hairstyling service. I can't do all the specialized ethnic things. I could still do cornrowing. At least I know how to do their things on my kind of hair. I'm honest about where my experience is and is not. Because my mother has very short hair, I have a lot of experience with very short hair and thus with men's haircuts. And when I cut the homeless men's hair on the boardwalk and stuff, and you imagine a fidgeting, crackhead drinking guy that won't sit still and it's a little bit windy. It's better to not really have any wind so that you can cut your hair seeing how it naturally is. Especially with men, you might not have a luxury of saying, do you want it wet? Do you want it dry? I always prefer to cut wet because I want to see how a hair kind of naturally is inclined when I'm cutting it, even if they always do something to make it not that way. Like for years, I fought the natural curl in my hair by I would crimp my hair in that real harsh zigzag pattern, and or use a straightening iron or straightening bar. And then I would tease it up and put a lot of spray in it. My hair would be really big. And because I didn't have a bunch of layers in it, it only had bangs, which often I really do miss. But that's how I styled my hair when I was living in Hollywood, when I was on the Sunset Strip scene, involved with the music bands that were hanging around. I wasn't playing music in those days. I was a writer and a dancer. I was growing my nails. I wasn't playing guitar. I knew you never forget the first chords you learn. Oftentimes we'll have a family member teach us. I had an aunt. She's only 3 years older than me, so she was very much like a contemporary. And she taught me my first chords when I was 11 years old. And I played through the time I was 14, 15. Then I started growing my fingernails. And I never liked the sound of my guitar because it was a Spanish classical. But that said, you know what? I want some coffee. My mom already got 2 cups of coffee today. Oh, you know what? This is smelling like it's kind of burnt. Because you know what? When you start off with strong coffee, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some more water to it. This is a Proctor Silex coffee pot, and I'm going to use a sprayer. Sprayers are wonderful for getting water placed in there. Help when you're washing your dishes. I don't know about you people with washing machines. I'm the washing machine. I would love to. I'm thinking of features that I would love in an apartment, in a house. And I'm talking if price was really no object. I would really love a clothes washer. I could do without a dishwasher, even though I'm not saying that would be fun. The only experience I ever had with dishwashers was at my grandma's house, you know. And what you hear in the news, in the ads, should you rinse versus do you need not need to because it's a waste of water. Uh, I would always think that well, I guess rinsing them would be nice, but then if that's doing it, but I could see obvious crud should be disposed of outside, preferably, because anything in the trash any length of time is going to attract debris. So my mother, if she wants, or take a look at them. I just took ground beef, I put them in a circle, kind of like a pizza pie, and I flatten them out. You don't want the burgers to be choppy or be pregnant in the middle because then they won't cook evenly. And I don't want my burgers moving. I season them with oregano and salt and pepper. It's real. We finally ran out of, Dad got us a thing of oregano at one of the conventions, the convention hall, back in the 70s or early 80s. It was the 70s. And this was finely ground oregano. Just like this. A couple of months ago, we finally ran out. I got these at a dollar store, believe it or not. And or no, I may have gotten this through one of the resources for free things. And I'm thinking it reminded me of my father. But it's good, they say, to use herbs and spices liberally. They have all kinds of health benefits. I read recently that oregano is a spice you should use if you're trying to battle depression and you don't want to use cuckoo meds. I'm gonna offer my mother one of these. Hold on. You know what? My mother said that yes, she does want one, but she doesn't want it on a bagel. She knows that we have croissants. On there's certain days of the week where ShopRite just has way too much stuff. It's a little old, and they basically set it on a big tray, big table, and they say, "Come and get it." And that stuff gets distributed to wherever people appreciate food that they otherwise weren't going to get. Like whenever the chicken lady drops off the Popeyes, I give some of it to the guy that gives out the sandwiches. I give just a bunch of, it's fun to share things. It's fun to drop off things in a pile and watch people dig through and watch people wear the stuff that you gave away and stuff. It makes me feel like, I mean, sharing really does make you feel good. Let me see where I'm going to set this. I don't want to set this on top of the coffee maker because it's a humid heat. And I'll set this up here. This is kind of balanced. It's on a container of ghee. My mother says that there are croissants here. I hope she doesn't want me to put it in a toaster oven because I don't want to add any more heat to the kitchen. When you got air conditioning. Oh, by the way, they did give out hot dogs, but they're not the all beef kind. They're the kind that taste all rubbery. They're made of, I guess, chicken and pork or something. It's like I don't understand how pork can make such a wonderful uh, sausage, and pork makes wonderful scrapple. Any kind of scrapple seems to taste wonderful. But you make hot dogs with anything other than beef, for some reason, they're just so lacking. They're not even sausage like, and the texture they're a rubbery texture. They don't have a texture of anything really interesting. And I hate it when they grind pieces of bone because invariably it hits the tooth and feels so unpleasant. I don't know why they do that. Just get the bone out, or grind it up real fine so you can get the benefit of the bone meal. Okay, second floor. Oh, they have I love the pumpkin donuts. They actually want $4.99 for 6 packs of their pumpkin cake donuts. I got like 4 packets of them. She loves pumpkin things, and you know how it's only usually in the fall season. You're very limited for your pumpkin stuff. I still remember the pumpkin flavored coffee we got. It was Dunkin' Donuts also, and my mom, oh, she loves Dunkin' Donuts. I'm trying to be cool. I haven't found it. I found them. Okay, okay. All right, these are good. These are 4.99 for 6 packs store baked croissants. Okay, I'm gonna ask her if she wants to heat. She probably does, because get something out of the refrigerator. Each freeze well, by the way. And when you heat them, they end up being nice and flaky. Uh, okay, yeah, mom wants one of these. I convinced her to let me heat it. Because you know how sometimes you don't bake a pie crust enough, or baked goods, or anything fried is not warm enough, and you just get fat that coats the roof of your mouth, and it's not pleasant. So I'm going to cut this sideways and put it in a toaster oven. We don't own a microwave. One of the things I hate some restaurants do, they'll take bread, they'll take rolls, and they'll warm them in microwaves. And you should never do that. You take any kind of bread and you nuke it, it makes it rubbery, and it takes away from the texture that makes bread good. I'm gonna do this over. I'm gonna I'm gonna do this here so I don't get crumbs on the floor. It's nice, but actually, I know she likes her sandwiches with two sizes of bread. I prefer open face. That way you cut your carbs in half. unless like I love bagels, I love croissants and sourdough bread. My time in San Francisco, I got exposed to such good bread. They have the bakeries there, and it was just wonderful. And such good bagels that were as good, if not better, than the bagels in New York City. The only thing is, because I was on the streets there, I didn't get a chance to toast and butter my bagels, and I really do prefer them warmed and buttered. And unless I'm putting locks on them, then I don't mind them room temperature. But something about slightly toasted but never burned, especially if it's an everything bagel with real butter on it. Oh man, that is, and certain things like that you can't do in your art street. When I would have my bagels with fish and oil on them, I was sleeping in my car. These were room temperature bagels. They weren't toasted. The fish with oil on it, it has to be an oily fish. Fish with water, you just get any kind of bread wet. But fish and oil just brings out, I think it gives you more of the vitamins, the omega-3 fatty acids from the fish, and fish is good for you. And especially if you're living on the street, you want to get, it's easy to get filled up on diabetes inducing foods. Like twice a week, they have the ShopRite thing, and we're getting take pies and cakes and cookies and chocolate. And I know why I gained weight from since last year. I want to get back down to that 105, 106 pounds I was. And the thing is, food's in front of me. It's hard to say no. But that said, if I'm getting broccoli more, or if the rice cooker, uh, I thought I got a new rice cooker last night, but I didn't get the pot from it. I just got the outside from it. Well, let me get this in the oven for a night. I'm going to put the fan going in my direction because we're always careful how you angle a fan because this is a gas stove and you don't want to put the pilot light out. Some days the window is right there. Some days it's really, really windy and you got to lower the window because I'm afraid it's going to blow out the pilot light. Okay, where's that? Oh, here. Here's these are onion bagels. This is fresh thyme from the garden. Actually, it's not fresh. I picked it like last week. I let it dry. Purple creeping thyme. We have an organic garden. It's a community garden, and herbs are the easiest to access. And I think it's funny that when I was planting the flowers over my cat's graves, I planted a pumpkin. And the funny thing is, the flowers that I planted were orange. When I planted that seed, I wasn't sure what it was. And it's a pumpkin. And the pumpkins are orange. They have orange flowers. And the flowers, they're orange. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to my messy kitchen. What do you think of my blue jeans? They got beadwork and stuff on them. They're like really long, but they're stretchy. And at first, I looked at the tags and I thought, oh, these are going to be way too big because of what the size was. But you know what? You can't tell by the tags. I mean, they said size fours. And I'm thinking, and the thing is, okay, there's supposed to be this test that you stick your elbow and your wrist in. And if it fits, it's supposed to be, the pants are supposed to fit. And there was more room. It didn't just hit my wrist, there was more room. I thought it was supposed to be snug between the wrist and the elbow. That's what a friend of mine, advice he gave me years ago on whether or not you could judge whether the pants would fit you. Granted, the person who told me this is a man, but he's a gay man that's in the arts and fashion industry and now medical uh, industry, and he lives in Manhattan and he works in Manhattan. So I would defer to his judgment. And he, yes, has a very great sense of fashion. And he looks great in pearls too, by the way. And he called me yesterday. It was so good to hear from a friend. I don't know what I'm going to do about downloading this stuff. I hope you don't think I'm being rude, but you know, I didn't eat all day, And I waited to eat until after I went on video. It's one last chance to see my flat stomach because I don't know what it is. I eat a couple of bites of food and it looks like I'm pregnant. Looks like I'm 6 months pregnant. So, but I want to eat now because I didn't eat all day. But oh yeah, before I do this, let me have some coffee. That is, I don't know. I think it's Folger's coffee that I got from that dinner yesterday. I'm telling you, the cook was, I think, one of the churchgoers. There are some, I know I kind of give religious people sometimes a bit of a bad rap because I run into so many really stressful, good intention but destructive believers. But there are some real good ones. And there's a church, I'm not going to say his name, but they have a breakfast cart and they go looking for hungry and homeless people early every Sunday morning. And I discovered them last summer when I was partying all night. And it was a Saturday night and I was still partying. And I was near Tropicana. And they said, wait, don't go home because this guy's going to have coffee and certain kind of Wawa sandwiches, which I don't eat any of them because they have cheese in them. But I bring them home with my mother or share them with somebody who was hungry, right? Well, this church is a local church. That I noticed it has certain distinctive landmarks about it that I noticed growing up because it has a very unique roof. And fourth Sunday of every month they have a dinner that's free and open to the public, and it's especially for the hobos, Underwood Hotel dwellers, uh, somebody else's porch sleepers, sidewalk sleepers, crackheads, junkies, different denizens of the area who are either unhoused or poor or at risk or in that friend or whatever. Anyway, and food is usually cooked by somebody that is a parishioner there, and they knocked it out of the ballpark uh, last night. And that's why now I was so burned out from staying up really, really late. I'm playing guitar late, I'm partying late, and I sometimes go to sleep fully dressed and fully made up because I know that in a couple hours I'm going to want to be made up to like go check the mail or go say hi to the people downstairs or maybe different things. And I don't want to have to spend a whole lot of time washing my face, putting on sunblock, putting the eyebrows on, deciding what color eyeshadow to do, brushing my teeth, putting the lipstick on, making sure that I didn't forget a spot with sunblock. I mean, all deciding what color garter belt and what color stockings to wear, making sure that things match. Things you gotta think about things. Whether or not to bother with jewelry. I don't bother with jewelry. A lot of times I wear bracelets as much to keep the sun off of me as anything. When you're playing guitar, you gotta think about comfort. Oh, I love this ring. I'm going to wear my chaos ring full time the way I wear my pentagram ring because it feels like I don't have anything on my hand. And yeah, um, I have to. Well, okay, this part is blonde. This is purple. I have teal streak. Pardon my mess. I have put a bunch of spot dyes in my hair since I had the braids in and since I started taking them out. And when I no longer was able to wash my hair, I kept on adding color to my hair. I even have a hair color spray, which did not show up anywhere near as brightly as the cap did. And I always thought of spraying color as cheating. But like for instance, if say somebody told me, Leather, we got all your documents, you can go to the DMV and get your non-driver photo ID. Well, I want to get my ID, obviously, but I am not going to get ID looking with mostly blonde or whatever. I really want to bleach my roots. You see the natural color. And I actually covered this with some kinds of purple, which probably enhanced. It makes it hard to see where the roots end, but I want to make sure I could see where the roots end really well when I'm ready to put the bleach on, because if I can't see exactly where the roots end, I run the risk of not covering them or overlapping and having hair break off. And that's the last thing I want to do. But you know what? I got a new mirror. Check this out. Here, look at this. This was something I found the drop off point. Oh, by the way, the reason why there's so many things stacked on the floor is that my mother wants to try to wash a bunch of dishes. And in order to wash dishes, you have to take everything out of the dish drainer and put things on the floor and stuff. And I even had to empty out one of the things that I used to do my hand laundry. Anyway, somebody dropped off this mirror where the crackheads hang out. Oh, you want to see what my computer looks like? Oh, you want to get sucked into the vortex? Here. It never ends. It never ends. Get sucked into the vortex, the Leather Rokk vortex. Oh, the sticker on here, I put my name and address sticker on here in case I need it. But anyway, isn't this a nice mirror? And it's got the things to hang it with. These are quality things. And it looked really, 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 really clean. And I'm putting it up in a clean place, uh, protect it. Because I have a few mirrors on it on my walls, but they're mounted to the front. I can't see it. And I obviously don't want to have them in view of the camera device. Because then you see the back wall and you see messes. And I make such an effort to not let you see how messy things are. But you know how, like, when before with the tablet, I would do my turnaround, then I would pick up the thing to bring it to where I was actually going to talk to you. And during that time, you'd see the sides and you'd see my closet and you'd see, oh, God forbid if you see the mess on my bed. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. You know what? It got not chilly last night, but it got to the point where I needed to throw something over me and I needed to get my blanket out. I needed to go into my front room and get that blanket. And I put it in a separate bag, but because it had been in a bag full of a bunch of other clothes, they all smelled dirty because there's germs on an old blanket. I can't wash that blanket by hand. I thought there was going to be one day a year that was free laundry day for the poorer people here in this town. You know, I don't want to take laundry away from some homeless person. But that said, I know how long it takes for me to stand out there with my guitar to, but mm, very simple. All you have is the oregano and the salt and pepper and the onion bagel. It needs a bit more salt. Let me see if I can find this sea salt. Oh, I don't know if it makes a difference. This is sea salt from Egypt. And when I get things from other countries, sometimes I like to think now about the interesting people who live there, who we got these products from. Mm. Looks like we're going to rain. I'll show you out the window. Well, I want to put this down because I'm sure it's not sanitary underneath my laptop. I really wish I could find a way to post live from the boardwalk. You know, I would like to have like a almost a hidden camera. Say if I did get jacked up, you guys would see it live. And I do have a little tiny cube cam, and it's got a memory card in it. or I ordered a little memory card, and it's got a cord. It doesn't have a long cord, but the only thing is, it doesn't get audio. It's a video only, so you can't hear any words spoken. So I can't use it for content creation unless I knew how to dub an audio track to it. Well, I'm gonna ask my mother if she wants any more of this coffee. I hope this doesn't seem selfish or whatever. She says yes, she does want some more coffee, and I'm kind of glad that she does because maybe she can drain the pot, and then I can make some fresh coffee. Got those whole beans, and I ground a bunch, and this mug is from Black Rifle Coffee Company. If you ever heard of them, they're really tasty stuff. And I think you buy them in the hunting stores, like the Bass Pro Shops and Skeels or Shields, the Midwest place. My friend who's passed away because he wouldn't get the COVID vaccine, Jim Braun, sent me boxes full of all these different flavors at Black Rifle Coffee Company. And they have really cool names on their coffee. They have all different kinds of dark roast, medium roast, just good packaging. They support our first responders and our military, and they're American, and they're just really great, and they taste really good too. And I had 6 or 7 different flavors, and anyway, but it's not cheap. It's like 14.99 for a 12-ounce bag. Unless you go directly to a coffee company, you don't get pound bags anymore. We love Dunkin' Donuts coffee. If you go to a Dunkin' Donuts store, you can get Dunkin' Donuts bags, 1 pound bags, and Dunkin' Donuts ground or whole beans. If you get them in stores, it's 12 ounces, sometimes 10 ounces, sometimes 8. You know, to just know what the ounces. And I'm not used to wearing blue jeans. I mean, one of the things I like about them is I like the tight constricting fabric. I think that's pretty awesome. I like some aspects of silhouette. I love things that are form fitting. And on all body types, actually, I admire people. It's interesting. I'm on the boardwalk and I'm standing and I'm people watching while I'm playing guitar and stuff. And I really love the people watching. I really love seeing the fashions that people wear, and when they wear form-fitting things and they show their bodies. I think that's great. I love even things that I didn't think that I would have appreciation for. I do now. I find like some of the fashions that people wear, whatever your gender is, that shows the body. I think that's cool. Things that show the muscles. When guys are shirtless and they walk away from you and you see their backs and you see the back muscles and everything, and you could tell people that work out, you don't need to work out a lot just to get a little bit of nice definition. And when it gets shiny because you're sweating a little, or maybe it's sunblock or whatever, and it just glistens and it's really nice. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate the smell of sun lotion uh, when you're walking around. It has a certain, usually an almondy or vanilla kind of thing. And I just think that's great. That it definitely does scream summer. You know, that copper tone smell. Mm, I think that's my mother's doctor. You know, it's terrible. When I hear the phone ringing, sometimes I hope it's not for me. I really don't feel comfortable with the telephone. I know we need them. I know that they're great to be able to reach out and call your friend or talk business or make an appointment for a doctor or whatever. But they are such interrupters. Like, say I was to get a phone call right now. I'm in the middle of eating my hamburger. I have to quickly chew, swallow, put this down, give them my undivided attention. What if I was cooking? And I could do the speakerphone thing, okay. But still, in order to hear them, I'd have to turn the phone off. And I believe in giving my undivided attention when I'm talking to somebody on the phone. But people on cell phones, if you're out walking around, you have to give attention to your surroundings because you're not going to chance walking into traffic. You know, meanwhile, I'm on the other end getting frustrated because I'm like to have you have your my attention and you can't because you have to protect yourself. That was home, South Jersey. I'm live streaming. What's up? Okay. Oh, apparently it was for me. Well, mm, I don't think, to my knowledge, I don't have any medical appointments for at least 2 weeks. You know, because I was thinking I would love to have a 2 or ideally 3 week window of um, availability so that I could go to LA and deal with my storage. But I really don't want to do it when I'm making money with the guitar. Even though I'm not confident, each day I go out there, I feel like I'm taking a really big chance. Because people were saying, hey, 2 weeks I hadn't seen you. And I explained I'm dealing with this particular cop. And it's like nobody else seems to be afraid enough to stop hanging out there. But then again, if they're on the street and there's not a whole lot of other places to go, but still, if you know that you are a target and people or a certain person is going after you, don't you think that you would feel that you want to hide from that person? And I did, but it so disrupted my life. I couldn't sleep during the daytime. I just couldn't do it. And the thing is that my mother and I both, we really enjoy TV. And there are so many fun programs on. I've gotten into The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Golden Bachelor is going to start, I guess, in September. Uh, Bachelor in Paradise is. Oh, and then the 90-day series, um, just before the 90 days, all those couples that they can't find love here in the United States, so they get a matchmaker overseas and they look for love, or else they have these couples and they're how they're getting along, and it's really fascinating. Thank you, Shed Gang for life. Yeah, that's a good kind of gang. The positive kind of gangs. I'm not sure exactly what a shed gang is, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to go back on your channel again. I didn't think I was going to go on today. Oh, I need your advice. Let me take another bite of my burger. Wish we had uh Worcestershire sauce. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I really love V8 V8. Yes, I love V8. Oh, I'm thinking, you know how they have these riders that people go on tour? Oh, tiny homes. Oh, now you're straight up. You're after my heart. At first, I thought I would make a house out of a jitney. Those are the little buses, mini buses that they use on this main street here. But I realized they're not much bigger than my bedroom, and that's why I need the school bus. Oh, see that thing is that was the toaster oven. Oh, now we have your. Mm, she like good thing she likes them well done. Ever seen a croissant like this? Mm. But it's great when you toast your oven them because they get flaky. Now, granted, I wouldn't do mine this much, but uh oh, hot, sweaty hot, sweaty hot. Remember, there was no air conditioning in this house. It's like I'm curious about those little cubes that they sell. I don't know what they run on because I don't see excuse me, if they're plugged into something or if you need to do a battery, or and if they plug in, how much energy do they use and do they really work? Uh, no. Oh, well, in order for me to take my shower, I had to wait till he was asleep. Or no, no, no. I took to wash my hair. I washed my hair um while he was still at his he was still out. And I did do my best to dry things up after I got out of there. But it's like needing showers is a real need. And when your scalp feels gucky and yucky, you need uh you need to be washed. I definitely needed that shampoo I got. See, this is mom's. This is mom's burger. Okay. I gave it to her um on her calendar actually. 'Cause, we're not pretending to be fancy. Hmm. I don't mean to be rude. So, should I take my electric out, the one that has 6 strings, even though you can't really hear it without having an amp? I mean, you never know. Maybe if somebody will say, "Hey, I have an amp," or "I have a gift certificate for Guitar Center," or well, I just have to resist the urge to play it hard enough so it can be heard. Because if I break any of those strings, I can tell you for free, I don't know how to change them. That's all complicated. You know, some of this music stuff is a lot more complicated than I ever realized. And the thing is, if people knew from the beginning how hard it was going to be, I think it would chase a lot of people and demotivate a lot of people from even starting. Honestly, if I knew that music was mathematics, of course, then maybe I would have had a better attitude about mathematics. And the thing with math, or at least with arithmetic, you can forget certain skills if you don't use them. And I totally forgot a lot of processes. I mean, it sucks when I'm in a store and I'm trying to figure out, and I know people can use calculators or whatever. And the thing is, whenever I tried adding things up using calculators, I always lost my place and X things out. It didn't stay. Nothing beats a pen and a paper. Mm. I'm gonna put this in my room, bring you back to my room. Well, actually, come back now. I'm gonna have to come back to the kitchen though to cover the meat so that the mice don't steal it from the stove. Frankly, I'd rather feed them than anybody else. And we've got a few millipedes or centipedes, and I heard that they are a natural predators part of the ecosystem, but oh man. Okay, I'm gonna set this down. I think I smoked up all my weed. I ended up not feeling anything. It's like the later in the day when you've been smoking since you woke up, and I don't know that I got any kind of quality sleep. It's like I don't have most people. I would think there is a cut and dried. This is when I wake up. This is when I fall asleep. And me, it's so murky. You know, I'm not getting the quality sleep and enough because I have to be functioning for different things. Okay, let me tell you one. See, anymore, I ate not even a third of that. And oh, I know I'm thirsty. Once I drink liquids, I'm gonna out. So I'm trying to think of what I gotta take these off because I'm really sweating them. But I gotta cover those burgers that are in the bathroom first. So, but let me know if you think I should take out my PV today. I mean, if I can make some money with my PV, I've never tried because I figured, oh, I can't be heard. But maybe with a pick, you know, if I can try playing what I'm playing on my acoustic, but I'd have to sing a lot quieter. And the thing is, I've been working on projecting my voice, especially, if people are being rude or somebody says they can't hear me. I don't want to end up costing myself money through abusing my equipment. I can't afford to break strings on this. I'll go on the fender.com site and tune this up before I leave the house, if in fact I do. It's 3:47 now, and I'm going to see exactly when the rain starts. I think at least 11 p.m. And obviously, I don't want to get water on this because I don't know if this stuff can rust. I don't think water and pickups or any of that stuff would be a good idea. No, but if I can make some money, that would really, really be awesome. So awesome. Mm. Oh, got a new pair of shoes today. Oh, let's see how these compare to these. I wore these playing guitar a couple of days ago, and by the time I was done, I was limping home. It was like these felt like high heels. But these, well, you know what? Let me wait until I cover those burgers. I'll be right back. I want to just try them on with these things, and then I'm gonna, then I'm gonna take them off. I guess I'm gonna have to put them away. There's way too much crap in the fridge for me to put the whole thing in there. Oh, damn it. What you may have heard was me dropping my Seagate hard drive yet again. This is the fourth time I've dropped. I don't want to damage this. This has the entirety of my YouTube channel downloaded in it. So I really don't want to damage this. This has moving, spinning parts. And it might not be intended for long-term storage, but well, you know what? Okay, I have it on my bookshelf. I need to turn the fan on, you guys. I have, oh God. So, I'm not gonna bother shipping them. I love that they're wedges. That gives them a lot more support, and plus they're safer to walk on. Oh, wooden areas like decks, boardwalks, anything where a stiletto heel would just get stuck. Oh, now this, of course, has 5 strings. But yeah, so you think those boots were a good score? I've never had wedgie boots before. And the last time I had wedgie shoes, somewhere probably buried quite deep in one of my storages, I have an oxblood color. They're wedge, I guess maybe a little bit higher heel than that. And they're open toed, and not the peep toed, but a normal open toed, like a slide should be. And they have thin strap around the ankle, and they do buckle. And I have a sneaking suspicion they may be so high that they may now be too high for me. And there's this other pair of shoes that I think is shifted to the one of the lower levels. They have stovetop heels. They're thick and they're red, and they look like Minnie Mouse's shoes, kind of. My friend who called me yesterday, he called them Daisy Duck shoes or something. But I they have like a very squarish, roundish toe. They have plenty of room in your toe, and they have like a Mary Jane kind of strap around them. And I love those shoes. And they have a platform like this, and it's a high heel. And I don't know if I can handle something happened to my feet. I can't handle that big instep thing. It hurts the ball of my feet, and it hurts where the bunion, the big toe is. And now I remember how it used to be. I would go, say I go out to boogie nights, go out dancing, go to uh valleys, whatever. Wear flat shoes there, carry my high heels with me, right? Put the high heels on, dance the night away. I'm sure by the end of the night, I feel you're starting to get achy. I take them off, I rub my feet, I put my flat shoes on, I walk home. And okay, maybe until I go to sleep, my feet will be sore. But now I wear high heels my feet are sore for like a week afterwards. Now, when I wore these boots the other day, my feet were sore, but the next day I was fine. Still, these maybe I can't wear that many hours, but these seem like the kind of thing you should be able to wear all day. Now, those other heels, what I'm wearing right now, um, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna again wait till I get a certain place and then put them on because I love them, and they're black. And most of the shoes that I've been finding have been brown, and I really wanted black, so I have these. I have Doc Martens, and the thing is, and they're nice low heel, but for some reason, because they're so hard, they hurt the top of my feet. It's like my feet have a sensitivity. I always preferred softer shoes to harder, more rigid shoes, even though around the ankle, yes, some rigidity is good because it gives you ankle support. But for some reason, my feet feel kind of sensitive, and I don't know. And I think because I have this thing called arthritis. That's when I learned what my old dance injury really was, and that's how I guess how they start. You get a dance injury, and eventually that's where the arthritis manifests. So, oh, I didn't use it though. I don't want to get it melted or I love bats. Oh, I've been asking around. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the Worcestershire sauce on. Oh my God. Okay, well, let me take these boots off first. Never remembered to put that stuff on. Mm. Okay, I think I'm going to pack these up and put them someplace safe so that a mouse can't make a nest in these or worse. You know, one of the things I really hate about mice is when they shit. You know, and that's the thing. And even if it gets hard, still, you think that you got this bag of clean clothes or this box of clean stuff, and all of a sudden you see these little dry black things that is what they, excrete. And you realize that you're going to have to wash that stuff all over again. All your stuff by hand, like I did, and had to have it drip dry. You had to wait and did these small batches in soapy water, and you can't do too much at a time because if the water stays there too long, it starts to breed bacteria and clothes smell, and you have to wash them all over again. And so the idea of doing big loads of laundry at one time seems like a luxury, but if you guys are paying up the nose for the privilege, so glad to have black things. Up where the mirror was. Okay, I'm gonna go get the Worcestershire sauce. Maybe I better bring the burgers in here. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. Um, you know, I got the Weather Channel on mute. I'm going to have the screen turned this way so I could monitor the radar. I thought that we were going to have a big thunderstorm in a couple hours, and it turned out it's not even certain we're going to get any rain. Okay. I got these where I was yesterday. There was not nearly as many people as they expected, so there were seconds on the food and the beverages. I was really happy about that. Oh, I may need to GBR some of those TLC shows if they're having the 90-day stuff. Plus, now tonight isn't that this? Well, the Bachelorette, obviously she got her man. And what's going on? There's something else on that slot. Um, but just if there's anything, I got a DVR so that I can just go out and not have to worry about it. I still got to figure out this cell phone situation because I really want something that is great for YouTube. I can both create standalone videos and I can go live if I want. These are strawberry kiwi flavor. Oh boy. Girl, what I'm gonna wear to play guitar, it's not gonna be these blue jeans. You know what? Maybe the weather on the 8th will come on and I'll see just when the rain is supposed to start. According to my computer, it says it's 73 degrees and cloudy. Okay, I don't want to touch my pants with my hands because I got Worcestershire on my hand. Let me wash them. I'll be right back. Oh wow, according to the Weather Channel, it's raining right now in Wildwood. And Wildwood's about 15 miles south of us. So, and you know what? I'm looking outside. I'm gonna totally take my curtain down, and it's really, 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 really white cloud cover with it looks like more dark clouds coming in. So, okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these things off, and since you can't see it, you never know. But really, I can't risk getting stuff spilled on these. I'm gonna go find a skirt to throw on, and be right back. Oh, oh, oh. That required some effort pulling them over my ankles. I mean, I'm glad these are stretchy and all, but that was a bit something. But I want to give you a close up of these pants. This is what the seat looks like, and this is why I decided to get them. This is all spangled up with some studs and bedazzling stuff and some embroidery. And it actually says, um, oh, this is broken, but it says vivid, um, Viva jeans. Oh, Vivi Diva. Okay. All right, whatever. I'm not a designer snob, even though there's things that I recognize from fashion magazines, and I know that that gives it a certain retail resale value or something. Then maybe I'll think, well, like I've had people say they wanted to buy that Coach bag that I have. I'm pretty sure it's not real anyway, honestly. So now, okay, now I don't understand. I told you that it's raining in Wildwood, it's raining in Cape May, and now it looks like the sun's getting brighter. I want to see what it looks like. Up, very white, and like it's going to do something. And I'm not afraid of precipitation, except for lightning. And of course, if I'm bringing an electric guitar, I really don't want any precipitation to get on the instrument. That would be very not good. But this will taste better when the meat is warm again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the toaster oven, sitting on it. saw the cutest little mousy. It was about this big, cute little face. And I actually took off a little piece of hamburger and I set it on the stove in the back. We never use the two back burners, so the mice kind of do whatever they do. And I hope they don't find where the traps are, and I hope they don't find wherever any poison is. As far as I know, the only poison is not for them, but the other person that lives here, he has this concoction that first he says they were for other things, but then he says it's for the mice. And it is a mixture of baking soda and popcorn and I don't know what else, but it's supposed to kill them. And I am assuming that it's probably a painful death, so when he goes on his little vacations, I dump the stuff out. Some people not only want to get rid of something, but they are sadistic in how they get rid of them. Just like I think some police, it's part of enforcing their job. They enjoy knowing that they're messing with the lives of the people that they're doing the selective enforcement. I wouldn't be so pissed off about this if it was, if I thought, the 2 weeks that I took off and the money that I didn't make and the friends I didn't find and the experiences that I didn't get to have, you know, and be here in the summertime, arguably my favorite time of year, even though everybody complains about the heat and humidity. Pardon me, I'm just so thirsty. Oh, yeah. Now, now it says 73 and cloudy. Uh, and yeah, I'm gonna put turn the TV screen so I could see it better. Look, out of all my marijuana. Oh, so if it's raining, it definitely would be too dangerous to bring the electric out just because I can't risk getting it wet. But it would look stupid if I brought the acoustic out. It really would. No, it looks stupid. All you see is two strings here and one string here. It's a three-string wonder. So, and I can't break it. I'm not breaking the string setup. You know what I mean? Uh, let me let me do something with the TVs. TV, it says Mays Landing, New Jersey is supposed to be raining as of 5 p.m. Now, if it's 4:14, according to this, it's going to start raining really, really soon. So maybe I should cut this a little short, see if I can go outside and do something, because there's people hanging out, and I kind of feel like I'm missing out. So I'm going to once again try to download these things. I don't understand why I can't download my own stuff. It's just not making much sense. Uh, oh, that hard drive thing unplugged itself. Yeah. Let's see. One of the plugs went in. I think there's another plug that goes in for that. Oh, no, that was it. Okay. So, all right. I am going to finish getting ready. See, another thing you got to be careful about these twisty rings. Things do get caught in them. I'm going to throw a skirt and some stockings on so that I can go out in the boardwalk and try to make the most of whatever. Oh, no, I could definitely hear, there must be rain, must have started because I can hear the traffic, whenever there's any kind of wet, the traffic sounds different. Yeah. I stuck my hand out. I don't feel anything, but rain's probably just about here. So I'm going to go out. Maybe I'll find an adventure. Maybe I'll talk to you in a couple hours. I don't know. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.